It's me, Brodie McLeod, with another one of my excellent YouTube videos. Haven't been awake for very long today. I've had a cup of coffee and a bit of my vape, which is making my chest feel a bit weird, to be honest, but I keep doing it anyway. Anyway, I came up with this technology, right, where you could try and use a toroidal vortex in a microchip to try and achieve loads of things which are really difficult to do with normal photonic microchips. Basically uses phonons, which are little bits of sound, instead of photons, which are bits of light that you use in like fiber optics or other computing systems. Anyway, you probably won't understand any of this, but if you do and you're interested in making a arrangement for proof of concept testing at a British university or clean room anywhere in the world really, then I'm very interested to speak to you. Here's what the PDF says. It's a simplified version. Vortex Q, the sound of the quantum future. I actually patented this. That's the patent number there. So I have a patent pending for this technology. The innovation. Quantum computing holds the promise of solving the world's most complex problems, but in today's systems face a critical roadblock. They're highly unstable. Delicate quantum states, or qubits, tend to collapse in fractions of a second when exposed to the slightest environmental noise, a problem known as decoherence. Vortex Q takes a radically different approach. Instead of relying on traditional superconducting circuits, our architecture uses phonons, essentially microscopic sound waves. By directing these waves into a precise microscopic donut shape, a toroidal vortex, and locking them into a rhythm using a phenomenon known as a time crystal, we create a naturally shielded environment. The result? A quantum memory unit that can potentially hold its state for several seconds, an absolute eternity in the quantum realm. This is a blueprint for a stable, scalable quantum computing. So the path to reality is a proof of concept. That's something you have to get when you're designing new inventions. So moving from a theoretical physics breakthrough to a physical device requires a rigorous 4-step journey. We're currently seeking strategic funding and technical partnerships to execute this roadmap. So phase 1 would be the macroscopic model, and that's just to prove the physics and the mechanics, or POC is what it's called, proof of concept. So before entering high-tech clean rooms, we must prove the core fluid dynamics. We will build a larger room temperature 3D printed model of our toroidal design. Using standard acoustic centers, we'll generate a vortex ring to verify that the energy travels exactly as our mathematical models predict. This step establishes undeniable baseline credibility for the geometry without the quantum overhead. Then you've got phase 2, nanofabrication, so make it smaller. Once the geometry is proven, we scale down. Partnering with top-tier university cleanroom foundries in the UK, will etch our designs into thin film lithium niobate, a highly advanced material perfectly suited for translating microwave energy into mechanical vibrations. The core challenge here is precision, creating a microscopic toroids with incredibly strict aspect ratios. Phase 3 is the deep freeze, so we have to activate the time crystals. These things need to be kept very cold indeed. The defining feature of the Vortex Q is its time crystal protection. To achieve this, the fabricated chip will be placed inside a specialized dilution refrigerator, bringing the temperature down to an ultra cold 20 millikelvin. That's quite near to absolute zero. We will then introduce a continuous precise energy drive to activate the time crystal effect, carefully ensuring the energy does not create heat that disrupts the freezing environment. Then you've got the quantum readout, the ultimate proof, the final critical milestone. We will pulse the ultra-cool system and measure the outputs to ensure we can successfully differentiate between our logical 0 and logical 1 states. Success here proves that we can write, store and read quantum information inside our projected sound wave architecture without the system collapsing. Join the next quantum leap. Executing this proof of concept requires capital, specialised clean room access, and visionary engineering talent. We're actively seeking early stage funding from sweat equity partnerships, from researchers and institutions ready to help build the future of quantum theory. Just to make it clear, I'm not a physicist. I don't have a degree. I don't have a doctorate. I'm not a scientist. But if you are any of those things, then this is a really interesting project to work on, and I'd welcome your input. Send me an email, get me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, leave a comment, send me a message, carrier pigeon, smoke signals, come and knock on the door of the hospital that I'm at and ask to see me. It's a brilliant, groundbreaking technology. It just needs a lot of work to get it off the ground. Hopefully you'll be the person to help us do that. Cheers.